Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into Otram's YouTube channel. Today we've got a 2010 4Runner that's got a noisy front wheel bearing. So we're going to change it out. Before we get on to that, if you could please like and subscribe. It helps YouTube show the videos more often and makes me want to do the videos more often. But to get started, first thing we're going to do is take this dust cap off the center. So I've got a chisel I just freshly sharpened, and we're going to stick it behind there. And we're going to slowly work our way around because these are real easy to dent. And you don't want to do that. And this one is really stuck. And of course, as soon as I say that, it pops loose. But we see so many of these come through that have just been absolutely mangled. And then they've got RTV holding them on. And if you just work around them slowly, there we go. You can get them off without denting them up too bad. And then there's a cotter pin in here. And we'll unfold it. Of course, I grabbed my crappiest pliers for this. Come on. Go, we'll just throw that in the trash. And then we'll take the lock ring off and put it aside. And then you'll need a 35mm socket for the hub nut. And you could zip this off with an impact, or I'm going to take a pin and stick it in my rotor to give me something to stop against and break it loose that way. I'm going to thread that nut most of the way out. And I'm going to leave it on there because I'm going to take a mallet man, that guy is stuck. There we go. You want to make sure you break the axle shaft free before you try to pull the wheel bearing off. Don't forget to take the pin out. And then in the back right here on the knuckle, there's a bracket that's going to hold the brake line onto the knuckle. And there's also a clip holding the ABS wire to that bracket. We're going to squeeze the ABS wire clip and release it. And then we're going to take the bolt that's holding that bracket off. There we go. And there's a 10mm that I missed that I need to take off to make the ABS wire free. There we go, because I'm going to leave the ABS wire as it is, but I want this free so I can move the caliper. And then there's two big 17mm headed bolts holding the caliper on. God! That somebody way over tightened. And then we can work the caliper off. And I don't like that. There we go. We'll hang it from that brake line back there. You don't want it dangling from the rubber line. And handy enough, this rotor popped right off. If it didn't, there's two 8mm threaded holes that you can thread bolts into to push this off. That one's already loose. That's nice. And then there's 4 mounting bolts behind here. Oh, that one's nice and loose. I don't know why Toyota did this way instead of putting the bolts in from the back. But we're going to loosen all these. And luckily, they're all loosening easily. And because of the way these sit behind the hub flange, they're kind of trapped in here. So you got to be careful when you're undoing them if you're using a box end wrench, because you'll end up trapping your wrench. Because like that one's loose, but I can't take it all the way out. And wow, the last few wheel bearings I've done, I've had to air hammer and sledgehammer and beat things to get the wheel hub loose. And I can see this one's already loose. It's going to slide right out. There we go. So there's our wheel hub out. And we'll take our backing plate off. Do not forget to put that back on. And then there's a rubber O-ring seal back here. And I should have mentioned it. The ABS sensor is right here on the inside. I should have popped this out before we started messing with the wheel bearing because it's real easy to break those off. But it's also a gamble because a lot of times they get stuck in the bore and break coming out. But that's a 10 millimeter headed bolt holding that sensor on. Oh, and that's actually kind of loose. So I'm going to take that out to avoid damaging it. You just want to be gentle. And there we go. And I'll set that off to the side. So there's our wheel hub all out. And as you can see, the bolts are trapped in here. You can buy just the bearing without this hub. But when you pull this hub out, you've got the inner bearing stuck on there, and it's a pain. So what I did was I bought the wheel bearing, the hub, the bolts, and the dust seal that's in there, and I'm going to go ahead and press it on to make an assembly that looks like this, and then bolt it back on. Okay, so I've got my bearing housing. I've got all my bolts in here. I've pressed my new outer seal on, and I've got a sacrificial block of aluminum to press down on the flange. And we're going to run this all together. Woohoo! And the press held up. Our hydraulic hose is about to blow apart. So it's been a gamble lately using this. But there, we've got everything pressed back together, ready to go back on the truck. And before I go ahead and put the hub back in, I want to make sure there's no corrosion on this face. So I'm going to take a scrubby pad, and you should be wearing safety glasses to do this, but my dog ate my glasses over the weekend. So here we are. But you just want to make sure there's no high spots, no roughness that's going to keep the bearing from sitting flat. I'm actually really surprised with how clean the inside of this is. And then I'm going to put some high pressure lube on all my splines to help keep them from wearing. And it'll also make it easier if this ever has to get taken apart again. And I'm gonna hang my backing plate just loosely on here because I always forget to put these in. And then I'm gonna take my O-ring, stick it on here. And you wanna be careful. This seal surface on the back of the bearing is actually the encoder for the ABS sensor. And if you chip this, you get funky ABS activation. So be real careful not to hit that. And then I'm gonna take some anti-seize and spread it around this face. And I'm gonna put a drip of Loctite on each of my bolts. I'm gonna do that off camera because I can't hold this and do that at the same time. And there I've got anti-seize on the mating surface, and I wiped it off of the back seal surface. And I've got some Loctite on each of my bolts. And the fun part is getting your bolts through your backing plate and lined up and started into the knuckle. And you want to start all of these. I might flip it over. You want to start all of these first because if you put them in and run like one of them all the way down, there's a really good chance of them getting stuck and cross-threading. We're in there. This is all going back together smoothly, which is nice. So yeah, we'll just keep wiggling and working these in. And then, once we're in there pretty good ways, we can take a wrench and start to actually snug them. And you want to go crisscross, snugging them so you don't warp anything. And the stupid part on these is, you're supposed to torque these bolts. The hub flange is in the way. There's no way to get behind it. So we're going to have to use a crowfoot on our torque wrench, which is going to mess with the torque reading a little bit. But it should get us close enough, and we're going to go to 59 foot-pounds. And again, I'm going to do that crisscross. And I really need to get better crow's feet. Like at just 59 foot-pounds, I can feel this thing flexing. And I like to go around and hit them all at least twice, just to make sure we've seated everything. Especially like on ones that weren't clean like this one where the bore is kind of crusty. Sometimes they'll sit a little bit crooked and won't fully seat until you go around a couple of times. And then we're gonna look at our flange, make sure we don't have any dirt, debris, or anything on it. And we're gonna look at the inside of our brake rotor and do the same thing. And then being very careful not to touch the brake rotor surfaces. We're gonna slip our brake rotor back on. And I'm gonna take my caliper and slide that in. And be careful when you're putting the caliper bolts in. They're fine thread and real easy to cross thread. I can zip those in with my ratchet. And then those caliper bolts torque to 91 foot-pounds. And I like to hit those a couple of times because they're your brakes. And then we can line our brake bracket back up with the 12mm bolt. And we can stick our ABS wire, put its clip back in, and tighten those up. I'm gonna snug the 12mm first so it's not bouncing around. And we'll hit that 10. There we go. And then I'm going to put my ABS sensor back in the front, making sure that the tip of it is clean. And snug that up. Take my lug nut out of the way. And we can take our wheel nut, or axle nut rather, and I'm going to just draw it through with the regular ratchet until I bottom out. And then we'll put our pin in the bottom of the caliper this time, so we can torque this. And this nut goes to 173 foot-pounds. And it is critical that you actually torque this and don't just run it down with an impact wrench, because torquing this is what sets the preload on that wheel bearing. There we go. Too tight and you'll kill the wheel bearing quickly. Too loose and the wheel bearing comes apart. And then we can take our lock ring and line it up so that the notches here line up with the cotter pin hole. And we can feed the cotter pin down through and bend it over. And then we can put our dust cap back on. And yeah, we're spinning smoothly. The only thing I can hear is the brake pads. And so we'll double check. We got our ABS wire in, we got these back on, we torqued that, we torqued that. So we're all buttoned up on the wheel bearing. I just got to put the wheel back on and torque it. Also very important that you actually torque the lug nuts. Don't just run them down with an impact, because just running them down and not torquing them in a crisscross, you can bend that new hub flange that you just put in. So torque your lug nuts. So I'm going to torque these, go for a test drive, and this will be all set. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I try to get to all of them. Hopefully you found this useful. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you're in the Northern Virginia area and need Toyota service work, we're in Bealton, Virginia. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.